We are recording. Key on. We're doing math. Key on. You should follow this path. Key on. School will help you in life. Key on. That will help you avoid financial strife.
You should rhyme fast though. It's kind of lame.
All right. Rhyme 2 sentences for me right now.
What?
Go.
I'm not gonna rhyme.
Exactly. Okay, so now, guys, remember yesterday we were playing around with the blocks. If you were here, you remember it. If you weren't, you're going to want to pay very close attention right now. This is what we are going to use. We're going to use these things called algebra tiles. You're used to seeing them and having them called base 10 tiles to show you decimals. That is not what this is, okay? So put that out of your head, all right? This is what we are talking about right now. One little square that is not shaded in equals positive 1. One little square that is shaded in equals negative 1. Everybody with me? Now there's going to be some terminology I'm going to use for this unit that you guys need to be aware of. One, 2, 3, 4. What have I written there? Numbers. Excellent. And those numbers represent something, don't they? What do they represent? Right. So if I asked you to draw me a picture of this many apples, what would you draw? You would draw 2 little apples, wouldn't you? Yeah. Everyone agree? Yes. Now, how many pictures did I have to draw? 2. How many numbers do I have to use to show that? 1. That is a symbol that represents 2 actual things. Does everyone understand that? That is one symbol to represent 2 things. Everybody good? Okay. These things are real. So when we are using these things to represent numbers, we have to use the actual amount. Does everybody understand? Yeah. So if I ask you to show me an actual drawing of this symbol using these pictures, what would you draw? Dale?
Depends on if it's positive or...
Well, do you see a negative sign in front of it?
No.
So what is it?
You do 4 white...
4 white little boxes. Is everybody cool?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you draw if I wanted this? Austin? No, this one.
-2.
So what would I draw?
2 red.
2 little
Red.
shaded in boxes. Everybody with me?
Because we can't get covered.
Everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So that covers the little boxes. Now, the other thing that you guys had was a long bar. And you noticed that if you stack those little guys up beside the bar, what do you notice? Dale?
The 4.5.
Is it? Or does it just appear to be 4.5? Yes. You can see that it is not an exact measurement. Is that an exact value? No. So do we know the value of that bar? No. This bar has an unknown value. Right. And we talked about it yesterday. An unknown value. In math class, when we don't know a value, do we have a symbol for it? How many fingers am I holding up on my left hand right now? Do you know? You have no idea, do you? So is there a symbol in math to show that? What is it? We use letters, don't we? Okay. Does it have to be X? No, but we always choose X, don't we? So since this is an unknown value, it is what we call a variable. And instead of using a number, we choose to use a letter. Everybody knows that already, right? So since this guy is unshaded, he must be positive X. Right? So what then must this guy be? Negative X. Now, as I said earlier today, if you can count, you can do this unit. How would you draw 3x? Little blocks? I want 3 x's.
Oh, 3 x's.
3 bars.
3 bars.
Cool? And would they be colored or white?
They're positive, so.
They're positive, so they would stay white. Is everybody good?
Yeah.
Going once? Going twice? Going thrice? Okay. Now, what about this guy? How long is this? X. How long is this? X. Now, you guys, we've already done this, haven't we? If we have the same thing on both sides, we make a square, don't we? So if this was 3 and 3, then how much would be in the middle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes? What if we had 4 and 4? What would be in the middle? 16, because it's 4 times 4, right? What if I had 5 and 5? 25. Well, now I have x and x. So what is it? X squared. Okay, not 2x. So since this guy's white, what's he? Positive x squared. Since this guy's black, what's he? Negative x squared. So how would I draw minus 2x squared? Dale.
2 of the shaded in boxes.
2 big ones shaded in. Is everybody good? Okay. We're going to use these for a couple of sections to show you why the actual math works. And then we're going to stop using them, okay? But for a little bit, we're going to use them. So, if you guys really get that, you can tell me what this is. Ethan. 3x. And what's that? Plus 1. What would that be in math? 3 x's plus 1. All one thing. Does everybody understand? This is each section. This is a polynomial. Everybody cool? Everyone's cool? Okay. Now, for what is b, you're not allowed to use the letter x. So what is b? What's this part of it? Dale.
M squared.
No. Try again. Jamin. 2y. And what's this part of it? Negative 3, right? That's what each group is. So now make it a single polynomial. 2y. Are you allowed to write plus negative 3?
No.
You're allowed to write it because that's what's really happening. But what do we really write in math class? Minus 3. Everybody cool?
Yeah.
Okay. What's c? And you can't use x or y now. Ethan. Okay, you're going to use P. Negative 3P. Cool. And what's this part of it? Positive 4. Now write it as a polynomial. Negative 3P plus 4, or 4 minus 3P. Everybody good? Okay. And what's the last one? You can't use X, Y, or P.
N.
N? Okay, so what is it? What is this part of it, Austin?
2.
What kind of 2?
Negative 2.
Negative 2n. And what's this part of it?
2.
Just 2. Positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. Now write it as a polynomial. Negative 2n minus 2. Is everybody good? Okay. Now reverse what you just did and draw these 4. Now you got to draw them. So how many S's, how many little guys? How many B's, how many little guys?
What does S mean?
S is a variable, right?
Okay.
It's a bar.
It's a, which of the 3 choices is a bar? Is a letter. I'll do the first one with you. What of the 3 blocks do we use for a letter? The big one, the little one, or a bar? The bar, right? And how many of them do I need?
4.
1. Positive or negative? How do you know? Because there's no negative sign in front of it. What do I use for just a number? Positive little guy. How many of them?
4.
4. And I'm done. What about this? What do I need for the letter?
5.
5 of them. Colored or white? Positive, so we leave them unshaded, yeah? And what do I do for this guy? Negative 3, so negative 3 little shaded in ones. Now you guys should be able to do the next 2 by yourself. Everybody good?
We got one more to do.
Excellent. Okay, now look at the drawing that's on the bottom there that's already been given to you. It's all explained, right? What this actually means is there are 4x squareds. There they are, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in math, we are saying that we are adding 3 x's to those 4x squareds. Agreed? But when we draw it out, this plus really means and then. So I start with 4x squareds, which I draw. There, these are the black ones. And then I got to draw positive 3x's. Those are the red ones. And then I got to do negative 1. That's the blue one. Does everybody see how it works? Okay? If you can count, you can do it. Everybody good? Okay. Turn your page over.
Is this going to be the easiest unit that we do all year?
I think this is an incredibly easy unit. Yes.
Oh, it's sunny outside. This is a rare occurrence. It's sunny last week.
Okay. So, the first 2 you already know how to do because they're the same as what we already did. It uses the same blocks that you have already drawn. So this guy is going to be 3 little colored guys, right?
Yeah.
So that's why they're shaded in. I only drew a 3 and then I drew it because I'm lazy. But what is it really? 1, 2, 3. Everybody good? And what's this guy going to be? 2 bars. Shaded or not?
Not shaded.
Not shaded because it's positive. And how many little guys?
Three.
3 little guys. Shaded or not?
Positive.
Not shaded. Everybody cool with that? Everyone's good? Okay. Now you guys try C and D because I added the third type of tile this time. But you do the exact same thing. All you're doing is counting. Decide if it's positive or negative and how many of each type of block you need.
If there's a negative in the middle, there'll still be a positive there.
The negative, the minus sign tells you what kind of block to use, colored or not colored. Would anyone like to try to tell me what they drew for C? Okay, Austin, what did you draw for C?
2 bricks.
2 big ones,
Yeah.
colored or not?
Colored.
Colored?
Yeah.
You see a negative sign there for the
Oh,
2?
Yeah.
No.
Good.
Okay, and how many bars?
2. Oh.
1 bar,
Yeah.
colored or not?
Colored.
Colored, because it's negative. And how many little guys?
2.
2 little guys, colored or not?
Not colored.
Not colored, because they're positive. Excellent. Ethan, what's D?
Okay. 3 big boxes,
3 big guys, colored or not?
but they're colored.
Colored.
2 bars,
2 bars,
and 5 colored ones.
5 colored little guys. Is everybody good?
Good.
Okay. Now, one of the biggest things that messes with math teachers' heads is this, what I'm about to tell you guys. You tell me that you don't know how to do something because the letters have changed. Does that make any sense?
No.
Of course not. Right? So, I want you guys to draw just this one right now. 2 big blocks, yes? Colored or not? Not colored. How many bars? 7. Colored or not? Not colored. How many little guys? 4. Colored or not? Colored. Got it? Now, in the polynomial, I have x, yes? In the drawing, do I have any letters? No, because the letter doesn't matter, does it? Now, what about this one? How would I draw this first term? 4 little colored guys, yeah? How would I do this guy? 2 big guys, colored or not? And how would I do this guy? 7 bars, colored or not? Shaded. Excellent. What about this guy? How would I do the first one? 7 bars. Shaded or not? How do I do this guy? 4 little guys. And how do I do this guy? 2 big ones. Now, you guys are smart kids. A, B, and C. Somewhere up there, there's a pair. Where's the pair?
I'd say C.
C and what? A pair has 2.
C and B.
Those are all the same.
No.
What's the one that's different? B.
Oh, yeah.
B is out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why?
Different.
That guy's different.
Oh,
Everybody with me? So these guys, even though they have different letters, are the same tiles. Is everybody cool with that? Yeah? Okay. Polynomials come in 3 types that get special names. Everyone else doesn't get a special name. Okay? The first type is a monomial. Mono, write that in a box. Yes, monomial. There's not much room, so you got to write it that way. Mono means what, Dale?
Singular.
One.
Yeah.
So how many terms does a mono have? One. Now you guys don't know what a term is yet, but we'll talk about that in a second. 2s squared. That is a monomial. Okay?
Monomial?
Monomial, it's pronounced.
Okay.
Monomial. And then we draw it. Does everybody understand why this symbol gets us this drawing? Everyone cool? Okay. This guy's a monomial. There's its drawing. This guy's a monomial. There's its drawing. What do you notice about all three kinds? How would you describe this to me?
They're positive.
They're both positive and they're both a big block, right? So to draw this guy, how many kinds of blocks did I need? How many kinds? One kind of block, right? How many kinds of blocks did I need to draw this guy? One. How many kinds of blocks did I need to draw this guy? One. So a monomial has one type of block. Does everybody understand that? We're not going to fill in the degree section here yet. We're just talking about this. Everybody cool? One type of block. Now look in this next section. What do you notice? Two types of blocks. So down here, these guys are two types. What do you think we call one that's two types? What do you call a two-wheeled vehicle? Two-wheeled vehicle. One that you guys are allowed to ride. A bicycle, right? So what do you think we call a two-term math expression? A binomial. Like a bicycle.
I'm thinking about sound.
Now, smart guy. What's the third one going to be? Trinomial. And how many terms is it going to have? 3. Because it uses 3 types of blocks.
Binomial?
Binomial uses 2. Trinomial uses 3. Now, after 3, there's no special names. They're just called a polynomial. Because there's no way to draw any more terms.
And math guys are lazy.
Now, you see the word terms. Please highlight it, draw a cloud around it, do whatever you need to do. Right? Terms are these things. Everybody cool with that? Each type of block is a term, yes? Well, what do you notice in this line? What is it that makes it so we need to do a second type of block? What is different here in the binomial section, the trinomial section, from the monomial section? Dale.
There's a second digit and there's
Plus or minus. Okay? So at the bottom of your sheet where you should have a little bit of room, okay, a term is separated by plus or minus. Everybody with me? So I'm going to write something here. You tell me if it's a monomial, a binomial, or a trinomial. Everybody ready? Everyone ready?
Let's go.
3Q. Monomial, binomial, or trinomial? Monomial. Right? Because there's no plus or minus sign, is there? It's just one type of block, yeah? I would draw 3 bars. Everybody cool? Okay. 3Q RS.
Binomial. Don't try. Monomial?
What is it?
Bi.
There's no plus or minus sign.
There's no plus or minus, so what's that?
Monomial.
Still a monomial. Even though there's 3 letters, if I was going to draw it, it would be 3 bars for Q, 1 bar for R, 1 bar for S, so it would still be one type of block, wouldn't it? 3 QRS plus 2 P. Binomial. Because I got a plus sign.
You can add as many.
Picking up what I'm putting down? Everybody with me? So that's a binomial.
Depending how big.
Plus 3. Trinomial. Plus 6x squared.
The polynomial.
Polynomial. Okay?
Big word that I can't pronounce.
Mono. Mono. Binomial. Trinomial. Polynomial. Everybody okay? I'm never going to test you on that, but we'll be using those words. You understand what I'm saying? If I say monomial, I need you to know what I mean.
So we could take a test on this?
Everybody cool? Yeah? Okay. That's it. It is, you've got 15 minutes now to do your first piece of work on this stuff, which is on page in your workbooks.
Mark it tomorrow?
We'll be marking it. No, because most people aren't going to be here tomorrow.
250.
Today? Oh, yeah. We're marking it today?
No, we'll be marking it on Thursday after your test. Yeah, if there's time.
What page is it?
I'm about to tell you, Austin. I haven't told you
I
yet.
think I know my teacher's not here.
I see it. I find it.
Because yesterday we walked around and go tomorrow.
Page 184.
I was off by a mile.
I got it.
184 and 185.
Okay. Do we draw?
You can draw or you can do that shortcut thing that I do in the notes where I just write 3 little guys. Everybody cool? Now listen to me, because the next couple of days are weird. I'm going to repeat this again. 184 and 185, we cannot possibly mark them until Thursday at the earliest, yeah? And that's only if everybody gets their test done Thursday. So it's going to be more likely that 184 and 185 we're not going to have done until Friday, yes? So it better be done, right? Because I'm giving you 15 minutes right now and then 3 more days. I had better see that done. Now, if you're going to be here tomorrow, you're not going to work with your folks, that gives you a whole period that you could get this homework done, yeah? And I'm going to use tomorrow kind of like an extra X block. So if you are here and you are missing anything for me, I'm going to make you do it.
Okay.
All right?
Not coming tomorrow.
I don't care. Everybody understand? I never care if you come to class or not, Austin. That's up to you. If you don't come to class, you get the consequences of not coming to class, which is failing the class. You guys are in high school now. Everybody good? Wednesday, that's tomorrow. Most of you are probably not going to be here. Thursday is your test. Friday, page 184 and 185 are due. Now, if your cheat sheet for your test is not ready, you should be making sure it is. Remember, there's a page in your workbook that tells you everything you need to know for tomorrow's test. I can't remember what page it is. You need to figure that out.
Is it on this?
Yep. No, this stuff is not on your test.
Um,
Everybody good?
what if it has 2 meter cubes?